They want to speak so that the people think, he knows the Bible well. If you are a young preacher, that is a temptation for you. And sometimes the best thing is just admit it. Say it out loud. It's true. Sometimes when we preach in a way to try to make our church sound better than someone else's church. So I will never say it exactly. I'll never say it out loud, but in the back of my mind, I want people to think this is a good church, better than other churches. Or sometimes we preach and we want to give lots of information. We may think a good Christian is a Christian who knows lots and lots of stuff. And so if someone walks out of church knowing more than they did when they walked in, that's good. So we preach sometimes to make ourselves look good. Or sometimes to make our church look good. Or sometimes to give lots of information. But Peter says, number one, praise be to God. Everything that comes after all points to worship God. Again, the aim of the gospel, what we are after in preaching the gospel, is worship. Why does someone who is not a Christian, why does that person sin? One reason is that they have the wrong God, right? Perhaps they worship themselves. Perhaps they worship power. Perhaps they worship another God. The false God is under their sin.
Dala awang te makama weti the pani a palani or the awang te kasale to me a lot to do.
They sin because of their false god.
Awang te makamada Bamu Holani awang te by kasale to me kasada.
Why does a Christian sin?
Basadanake Bamu Ho Pripodalani Ma Takamadi the Pali.
One reason a Christian sins is because at that moment they sinned, something else is their God.
Kripodala Bamuko Matakamani. Pay only Matakama when either pay the Avadakanini made our own day example.
When I sin, something else or someone else is more important than Jesus Christ to me.
Pay your mama Takama, the Kakani, da Avada Kaka, meet me for Avada ne away read no good yakasa.
And so whether you preach to believers or unbelievers,
the
aim is the same, to put away false gods so that Jesus can be our God. If that is true, that we sin sometimes because something else or someone else is more important to us than God, then the way to real transformation is worship.
I
imagine it's the same with Korean as in America. Teenagers, they begin to notice each other. Boys notice girls and ooh. And imagine a Christian girl saying, I know I'm a Christian.
I
know I am a Christian. I know Jesus loves me. I know my sins are forgiven. I know heaven is waiting for me after I die. But all of that does not matter if the boys won't even look at me. Is she a Christian? Yes. She believes in Jesus. Jesus has forgiven her sin. But she is so sad because the boys are a little bigger than her God.